All right, so you ready to dive into something kind of interesting today?
Oh, yeah. Always ready for a good deep dive.
All right, so we're going to be talking about something we all face at some point, right? Like everyone gets a little nervous about this. It's the fear of public speaking.
Yeah, for sure.
And, everyone always says like, oh, just imagine everyone naked or whatever. But
Right.
we're actually going to be approaching this from a completely different angle.
Okay.
This deep dive is going to be, we're going to be using a script for English learners.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's basically like a podcast script designed to help people who are learning English, how to talk about their fear of public speaking and how to deal with it.
Okay, see, so we're kind of tackling this age-old fear, but from
Yeah.
the perspective of someone learning a new language.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. And, I was going through the script and I was like, wow, there is so much good stuff in here that applies to like anyone, even if you're not learning English.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes looking at things through a different lens can really give you some new insights.
Totally. And I think you're going to be surprised by how much of this stuff is actually universal. Like it transcends language barriers.
I'm intrigued already.
I know, right? So I actually dove into the script and there's so much good stuff in there. Like
Yeah.
there's useful vocabulary, there are phrases, there are even practice scenarios.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's not just about the language, right? It's almost like this script gives you a secret decoder ring for understanding and then actually conquering that fear.
I'm curious to hear more about that.
Yeah, so one thing that I really liked about this script is that it doesn't shy away from nervousness. It actually leans into it gives you the words to really articulate those feelings.
Okay, I see. So it's about giving people the language to express themselves more clearly and precisely.
Instead of just saying oh, I'm scared or I'm nervous, you could say something like I'm experiencing pre-speech jitters or have a bit of stage fright.
Right. It sounds a lot more, professional. And I think that's a key point. Just having the vocabulary to express those feelings can be so empowering.
Totally. Like you said, it's that first step towards actually acknowledging and then managing those anxieties.
Absolutely.
It's like that saying, once you can name it, you can tame it.
Yeah, I like that.
And the script doesn't just stop at single words. It gives you phrases for pretty much every stage of the public speaking process.
Oh, wow. So it's like a comprehensive toolkit.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you're confiding in a friend or you're asking for advice or even celebrating a small win.
Wow.
You've got the words at your fingertips.
It's like having a whole arsenal of pre-crafted responses ready to go.
Right. And, it's not even just about being able to speak about public speaking eloquently.
Yeah.
It's about actually using those phrases to build connections and find support.
So it's like building a community around this shared experience.
Yeah, it's like finding your tribe of people who get it.
I love that.
And speaking of getting it, this script isn't just all talk, right? It actually walks you through practice scenarios.
Oh, cool. So it's like a public speaking boot camp, but in English.
Yeah, exactly. And it might ask you to describe a time when you felt super nervous before a presentation, or to imagine you're about to give a big speech and how would you calm your nerves.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's like it gets you actively using the language, but also actively confronting those anxieties.
Exactly. It's facing the fear head on, but with this safety net of language learning.
That's a really cool approach.
Yeah. And I know some people might be thinking okay, that's great, but I'm not learning English. What's in it for me?
Right.
And that's where it gets really interesting.
I'm all ears. So what's really cool about this script is all of the strategies that it gives you, they actually go way beyond just language learning. They're universal tips that anyone can use to overcome stage fright and become a more confident speaker no matter what language you're speaking.
Yeah, that's what I was so excited about when I was reading this. I was like, this isn't just about how to talk about public speaking in English.
Yeah.
This is how to master your mindset, period.
Right, the fundamentals.
Exactly. And one of the tips it gives is, practice regularly, which duh, we've all heard that before, right? But this script actually goes into the why behind it. It's not just about memorizing your lines, it's about building that muscle memory.
Yeah, you got to get comfortable with the flow.
Right. So that when you're up there, you're not even thinking about the words, you're just being in the moment.
It's like training for a marathon. You wouldn't just show up on race day and expect to run 26 miles. You got to put in the work beforehand.
Exactly. Public speaking is the same way. The more you practice, the more confident you're going to feel. And that confidence, that just translates into a more engaging and impactful presentation.
It really does.
Okay, so another tip that I thought was really interesting was about visualizing success. Have you ever heard of this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's creating this mental movie of yourself just absolutely crushing it on stage.
You're programming yourself for a positive outcome.
Exactly. And it's so powerful because you're literally training your brain to focus on like what you want to happen instead of getting all caught up in like, oh my God, what if I forget my lines or what if I trip on stage?
You're replacing that fear with a vision of success.
Right. It's like giving yourself a pep talk before the big game.
I love that.
And, this script also talks about the importance of focusing on the message, not the fear, which sounds a lot easier said than done.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Right? Like, how do you actually do that when your heart is racing and your palms are all sweaty?
Well, it's about shifting your attention outward. Instead of getting trapped in your own head, you're thinking about your audience and like the value that you're bringing to them.
So it's about like connecting with your purpose, like your why for being up there in the first place.
Exactly. And when you're genuinely passionate about your message, that passion, it shines through and it helps you connect with the audience on like a much deeper level.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of connecting with the audience, this script also talks about the importance of engagement. Like, it's not just about giving a monologue. It's about creating like a dialogue.
It's a shared experience.
Yeah. So things like making eye contact and asking questions and like even just responding to people's reactions, all of that helps break down that wall between you and the audience.
It makes it less intimidating.
Right. It becomes more like a conversation.
Exactly.
And this script also has some really great advice for people who are just starting out. Like, start small. You don't have to jump right into giving a TED Talk.
Oh, yeah. Baby steps.
Right? Like practice with friends or family, or even just in front of a mirror.
It's about building those confidence muscles gradually.
Exactly. One step at a time. And then, we all make mistakes when it comes to public speaking. But what I love is that this script doesn't like shy away from those. It actually frames them as valuable lessons.
Yeah, we can all learn from our blunders.
Oh, totally. Like, I remember that time I tried to cram like an entire semester's worth of information into a 10-minute presentation.
Oh, I've been there.
It was a disaster.
I think we've all been guilty of overloading our presentations at some point.
Right. And this script really emphasizes that like less is more. It's much more effective to focus on a few key points and just deliver those clearly than to like overwhelm your audience with too much information.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. And then there's the classic mistake of not practicing enough.
Oh, yeah. That's a recipe for disaster.
But this script, like, it doesn't just tell you to practice. It explains why it's so important.
It's like trying to wing a test without studying.
Exactly. Good luck with that.
But when you take the time to rehearse, even if it's just a few run-throughs, it makes a world of difference. You feel so much more prepared and in control.
And more confident. Which is like the whole point, right?
Absolutely. And we can't forget about the power of positive self-talk.
Yes, this is so important. And it's something that I think we all struggle with. It's so easy to get caught in those negative thought spirals, especially when you're about to do something nerve-wracking like public speaking.
We're often our own worst critics.
Totally. But it's so crucial to focus on our strengths and our progress and to like reframe those negative thoughts into affirmations.
Yeah, so instead of saying, I'm going to mess this up, you could say, I've got this, I'm prepared, I'm going to do great.
Exactly. It's like giving yourself a pep talk.
And believing in yourself.
And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are so many resources out there like communities and mentors and people who can offer you guidance and support.
Don't be afraid to reach out for help.
We're all in this together.
Exactly. Everyone starts somewhere.
Speaking of journeys, we've reached the end of our deep dive into this super fascinating script for English learners.
Who knew we could learn so much from it, right?
I know, right? Okay, so we've talked about a lot of stuff, but like, what's the big takeaway here? What can you actually like use from this whole deep dive into this language learning script?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just realizing that like the fear of public speaking, it's something that everyone deals with. It's a universal challenge.
Yeah, totally. And the strategies for overcoming it, those are also pretty universal.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you're presenting to a boardroom full of executives or you're just like trying to speak up in a meeting. The tools are the same.
Right. And we talked about how just having the right vocabulary can make such a big difference.
Yeah, it gives you the power to actually like address those anxieties.
And we also talked about practice visualization, focusing on the message, all that good stuff.
It's all about shifting your mindset from fear to confidence.
And remember how we talked about the importance of engaging with your audience?
Oh, yeah, making it feel more like a conversation.
Exactly. But here's the thing, right? Knowing all of this is great. But it's only useful if you actually put it into practice.
You got to take action.
So I want to leave you with a little challenge.
Okay, I'll do.
Think about one small step that you can take today to feel more confident about public speaking.
Something actionable.
Yeah, like something you can actually do right now.
It doesn't have to be anything huge. It could be as simple as like writing down some positive affirmations or practicing your intro in the mirror.
Or maybe it's like joining a public speaking group or signing up for a workshop.
The important thing is to just do something to make those insights a reality.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do this alone.
You've got a whole community out there to support you.
So go out there,
Huh.
embrace the challenge, and remember you've got this. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
See you next time.